Today, we delve into the chilling and unfortunate case of Abraham Shakespeare. On November 15th, 2006, in the quiet town of Frostproof, Florida, Abraham Shakespeare, a 40-year-old casual laborer, won the $30 million Florida lottery jackpot. But what seemed like a dream come true soon turned into a nightmare. By 2009, Abraham Shakespeare was missing, and the events that unfolded revealed a tale of greed, betrayal, and murder. Abraham Lee Shakespeare was born on April 24, 1966, in Lake Wales, Florida. Known for his big heart and generosity, Abraham grew up in a humble environment. His life took an unexpected turn when he purchased a lottery ticket at a convenience store in Frostproof. Against all odds, Abraham won the $30 million jackpot, opting to take a lump sum payment of approximately $17 million after taxes. He moved from his working-class neighborhood in Lakeland, Florida, to a gated community, purchasing a $1 million home, a Nissan Altima, and a Rolex watch from a pawn shop. By 2008, however, Shakespeare had spent most of his fortune, facing constant demands for money from acquaintances and strangers. Despite his newfound wealth, Abraham's life became complicated. Friends and strangers alike approached him for money. Enter Dorice Dee Dee Moore, a businesswoman who offered to help manage his finances. Moore approached Shakespeare after he generously shared his newfound wealth by purchasing homes and vehicles for his fellow Polk County residents. Portraying herself as a successful businesswoman uninterested in his money, she offered to assist him in managing his finances as an advisor. According to the Mail, Moore subsequently began transferring his funds into her own accounts and changed the ownership of his house and BMW to her name. By April 2009, Abraham was reported missing by his family, who had not heard from him in months. Dee Dee Moore insisted he was fine and had simply gone into hiding to escape those who were after his fortune. Friends reported that Shakespeare had become increasingly frustrated with the constant appeals for money from both hangers-on and strangers. He confided in his brother, saying, "I'd have been better off broke," and told a childhood friend, "I thought all these people were my friends, but then I realized all they want is just money." One of these individuals was Dorice Donegan Dee Dee Moore, who launched a business with Shakespeare, Abraham Shakespeare LLC, giving herself control of the company's funds. Moore subsequently withdrew $1 million, purchasing a Hummer, a Chevrolet Corvette, and a truck before going on vacation. She later claimed that the money was a gift from Shakespeare. On November 9th, 2009, Shakespeare's family reported him missing, having last seen him in April of that year. Initially, family and friends hoped he had chosen to enjoy his wealth on a Caribbean beach. However, a tip-off led investigators to the backyard of a home purchased by Dorice Donegan Dee Dee Moore, where they discovered Shakespeare's body buried under 9 feet, 2.7 m, of dirt beneath a newly laid concrete slab. Shakespeare was 42 years old. Suspicious of Moore's claims, the authorities launched a full-scale investigation. Detectives uncovered a series of suspicious financial transactions and inconsistencies in Moore's statements. They discovered that Moore had transferred large sums of money from Abraham's accounts to her own, and had even attempted to make it appear as though Abraham was still alive by sending messages from his phone. According to Hillsborough County detectives, Shakespeare passed away on April 6th or 7 at a single-story ranch home in Plant City. On February 2nd, 2010, police apprehended Moore in connection with Shakespeare's murder, setting a $1 million bond. Authorities revealed that Moore had attempted to persuade an acquaintance to unearth the body and relocate it a week after Shakespeare's death, and had persistently claimed to others that Shakespeare was still alive. On February 19, 2010, Moore was formally charged with first-degree murder. Before police discovered Abraham Shakespeare's body, Dorice Donegan, Dee Dee Moore, claimed he had chosen to leave town, mentioning destinations such as Texas, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, or Orlando, Florida, or that he was hospitalized due to illness. Moore asserted Shakespeare was weary of people asking him for money, implying she assisted him in leaving town. However, after police uncovered Shakespeare's body buried under a concrete slab in the backyard of a property registered under her boyfriend's name, Moore provided conflicting accounts regarding his disappearance. She blamed various parties, including drug dealers, a lawyer, and even her 14-year-old son. At one point, Moore alleged she killed Shakespeare in self-defense. Following Shakespeare's disappearance, while residing in his home, Moore continued using his cell phone and sending texts to his friends and family, pretending to be Shakespeare. Recipients grew suspicious as the messages did not match Shakespeare's typical communication style, especially since he was illiterate. When individuals responded with questions that Moore couldn't answer, no further responses were received. Simultaneously, Moore attempted to fabricate the illusion that Shakespeare was alive. She sought someone willing to take responsibility for Shakespeare's death for $50,000 and offered payment to relocate his body. Property records revealed Moore's company, American Medical Professionals, had purchased Shakespeare's house. Moore claimed she paid Shakespeare $655,000 for the property and settled $185,000 in outstanding loans, which were actually higher, although no evidence supported these payments. Moore further attempted to manipulate the investigation by offering the mother of one of Shakespeare's sons a $200,000 home in exchange for lying to detectives about seeing him recently. Additionally, she paid $5,000 to a relative of Shakespeare's to deliver a birthday card to his mother, suggesting it was from him. During the investigation into Moore, it emerged she had previously staged a false scenario to avoid vehicle repossession. Falling behind on payments, Moore stored the car in a garage and fabricated a story of being kidnapped, sexually assaulted, and carjacked. Investigators alleged she tied her own wrists and exited a vehicle driven by someone else. Moore underwent a rape examination and later pleaded no contest to the charges, receiving probation. In 2012, Dorice Dee Dee Moore was convicted of the first-degree murder of Abraham Shakespeare. The trial revealed overwhelming evidence of her guilt, including financial misappropriation and witness testimonies. Moore was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The story of Abraham Shakespeare is a tragic one. His generosity was exploited, leading to betrayal and, ultimately, his untimely death. Abraham's loved ones continue to honor his memory as a kind-hearted individual whose life was tragically cut short.